Secret of Great Pyramid construction revealed by dried up river.
Here's a summary of the article.
A lost branch of the River Nile was used by ancient Egyptians to transport the enormous stones of the Great Pyramid at Giza, a study suggests. The Great Pyramid was built around 2500 BC by Khufu, a 4th dynasty pharaoh, and the river disappeared some 3 centuries later, about 4,200 years ago. Analysis revealed it ran along the foothills of the Western Desert Plateau, close to the pyramid fields. The scientists, led by the University of North Carolina Wilmington, named the arm of the river the Aramat Nile Branch. This strongly implies that this river branch was contemporaneously functioning during the Old Kingdom, at the time of pyramid construction, the team write. Data on water levels and the elevation level on which the pyramids were built show that throughout the Egyptian dynasties, the river was getting progressively lower. The scientists write, the enormity of this branch and its proximity to the pyramid complexes, in addition to the fact that the pyramid's causeways terminate at its riverbank, all imply that this branch was active and operational during the construction phase of these pyramids.
This post received a score of 3,400, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I remember reading this as a theory back in high school. I'm almost 40 now. Really cool to see some physical evidence to help support that. They mentioned using satellite imagery to find it, but I'm wondering why LiDAR wasn't used like they're using in the Amazon rainforest to find remnants of lost civilizations there.
I was under the impression LiDAR works best with vegetation. My understanding is the vegetation above a structure looks different than vegetation above no structure. Different root depths cause small differences that are really obvious using LiDAR. Very little vegetation in the desert to help with those differences maybe? It basically points a laser at a point, and figures out it's 10 meters away by using the time it takes the laser to bounce back, and then scoots over a tiny bit and sees that it's 9.999 meters away. It works well through trees, since light can almost always make it down to the ground unless the vegetation is really thick. Think about the dappled sunlight that makes it through when you're walking in the trees. Lasers can go through the same holes to map the surface. After your scan you wind up with a point cloud of everything the laser hit and return distance, for which will also include trees and other vegetation. With software you can filter out the stuff that's not the lowest level, which will give you an accurate ground picture. There are other scans that can detect the greenness of trees.
Greater than there are other scans that can detect the greenness of trees. Many of those can be done from satellites. These are also done with lasers?
Not sure, but could also be just using cameras and measuring the different wavelengths of light, including visible and infrared, and possibly UV.
I might be wrong, but I can't imagine satellites using LiDAR for that kind of sensing. Shortwave light gets scattered too much by the atmosphere and the distance is so much greater than even an airplane. I guess high-resolution cameras doing optical spectroscopy for that application. Satellite LiDAR could definitely tell you how thick the foliage is, though. That's just interferometry.
The Telegraph reports, a lost branch of the River Nile was used by ancient Egyptians to transport the enormous stones of the Great Pyramid at Giza, a study suggests. Egypt's largest pyramid, one of the ancient wonders of the world and the tallest building on Earth for almost 4,000 years, sits among the largest cluster of pyramids in the African country on a narrow strip of desert. The Great Pyramid was built around 2500 BC by Khufu, a 4th dynasty pharaoh, and the river disappeared some 3 centuries later, about 4,200 years ago. Analysis revealed it ran along the foothills of the Western Desert Plateau, close to the pyramid fields.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.